What's going on, Route 66 travelers? Hey, we're pulling off the highway today to take a rest stop in the book of Proverbs. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. That was our big takeaway from the book of Proverbs, because that's the starting line, is to know Jesus. The fear of the Lord. Fear in this case equal to humble obedience. Because then, as you grow in that relationship, wisdom can grow inside you and understanding of his word can become clear. And we learn this from Solomon, who wrote most of the Proverbs. 500 of them included in this book, to be exact. And he was the wisest man that ever lived, so maybe following his guidance might be a good idea. But see, it wasn't just wisdom that Solomon was talking about. He was also talking about the way of wisdom, that there are two paths that you can choose, wisdom and folly, the narrow road or the wide path. And we define wisdom like this, that wisdom is knowing the right path to take and then choosing to take it. And our decision to take the road less traveled means that we have to follow the roadmap that was provided by the book of Proverbs for this amazing journey that we get to go on called life. And that roadmap started with number one, a guarantee. That guarantee is that wisdom can be gained by a life lived in relationship with Jesus. I mean, all of the wisdom of all time is contained in the man Jesus. He was fully man, fully God, and Scripture tells us this. And so our relationship with him ties us to him so that we gain that wisdom, that understanding. That's the guarantee. Believe in him, embark toward wisdom. You know, it can't be like Bonhoeffer said, you don't get on a train going north when you want to go south and then try to run the opposite direction toward the rear of the train thinking you're going to make it to your destination. Or like I said, you're not going to go take a shower and get all cleaned up before you go out and mow the yard. It just doesn't make any sense. Because knowing this and doing this the right way in relationship with Jesus allows you to, number two, stay off the wrong road. Like a father to his children in front of the fire, instructing them through Scripture. He says, listen, I will point you on the right path. And heed my warning to stay off of the path of the wicked, because it's only going to lead to destruction. But know that you have to choose. You have to choose between those two roads that have two opposite ends. The one that looks so unbelievably wide and full of pleasure and promises of riches and fame and fortune and all of these amazing things. But the other one that just seems really broken and grown over with grass and doesn't look real inviting. There's not a whole lot of people there. And you have to choose between these two roads. And when you make that choice, then what happens is number three, in those two ways, you get wisdom or you get folly. You get a road that leads to life or you get a road that leads to death. And you have to remember that wisdom is knowing the right path to take and then taking it. C.S. Lewis said, when the whole world is running towards a cliff, he who is running in the opposite direction appears to have lost his mind. See, we know this because the choice that you make will cost you. Either way, it will cost you. But Solomon implores us, the men of wisdom from the book of Proverbs implore us that though it cost all that you have, get this wisdom, get this knowledge. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of it. Get in relationship with Jesus and let him lead you down the path of wisdom on this journey of life. Proverbs opens its mouth, and with wisdom it screams to tell you of those two ways, two paths. And that when you enter those woods for either path, one is going to lead you to life, one's going to lead you to death. But when we enter those roads, when we choose, what Proverbs is telling us is that in the end, we hope and desire and pray for those who choose Jesus that we will get to those woods, and as they diverge, we will say, as Robert Frost did, two roads diverged in the wood, and I took the one less traveled by. That has made all the difference. Hey, keep studying in your family groups, with your friends that you're getting together with, individually. Keep praying on those scriptures and memorizing them as tools to use in the fight against the enemy. And it's going to be a little while till we're back on the highway. We got a few things to go over before then. But keep studying, keep working on this. Play catch up if you've fallen behind a little bit. I know that we've been through a lot all the way through Proverbs. We'll see you back on the highway in about 6 weeks with the book of Ecclesiastes, Solomon's next little lesson in wisdom. And until then, happy studying.